Yeah, I know what type of time I'm on when I step in the scene, man. Had them bottles ready, had them sparkles ready. It's gonna be a good night. Last time around, it was different. Somebody tell them pay attention.
You. Welcome to this brand new episode of another Shit Opinion Podcast. It's your boy John and my special co-host guest Dev is in.
2 times.
I feel like I always get that shit wrong when I say it, but fuck it, that'll be our thing whenever you pull up to the pod. But I think I get that special. I think it's supposed to be special guest co-host. I'll be saying special co-host guest. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's all the same in my eyes. It's all the same. But we're gonna start the episode off. We're gonna talk about Rolling Stone's top 200 albums. It caused uproar because certain albums, people's albums were snubbed. Certain albums seemed out of place. But instead of going from 200 to 1, I'm gonna go.
We ain't got time for all that.
I'm gonna go from top 20. I'm gonna do the top 20. I'm gonna go from 20. I'm gonna read the albums from 20 to 1. Okay. And you viewers, well, while we discuss, you let us know how you feel about it. So here is the list. So at number 20, we have Future DS2. 19, we have Lil Cam Hardcore. 18, Mad Villainly. 17, Kanye West Yeezus. 16, Cardi B Invasion of Privacy. 15, Eric B and Rakim Period in Full. 14, Ghostface Killah Supreme Clientele. 13, Dr. Dre 2001. 12 is Clips Lord Willin'. 11, Drake Take Care. 10, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Number 9, The Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory. Number 8, Wu-Tang, Enter the Wu-Tang. 7, Missy Elliott, Miss E So Addictive. 6, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Number 5, To Pimp a Butterfly. 4, Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. 3, Jay-Z's Blueprint. Number 2, Outkast, Stankonia. And number 1, the Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die. That is the top 20. So as a whole, do you think the list was a good list, bad list, or
It's a bad list. And the crazy thing is, it's a bad list because they have albums that's without any shadow of a doubt that's supposed to be there, and then they have others who has no place to be on this fucking list.
Well, you mean like top 20 or top 200?
Top 20. So top 200. I can, some of these fucking, no disrespect to just ones that stick out. Cardi B, Invasion Privacy. I'm pretty sure I can think of fucking 199 or 200 hip hop album better than that shit. And again, some people might have recency bias, but again, the album was decent. But when it comes to core hip hop and something that's gonna live forever, Invasion Privacy ain't even better than the Pink album, Nicki shit. Like, she ain't even fucking with Nicki first shit. And I don't want to start the Cardi B Nicki comparison, but like even Nicki's first debut, like Cardi's debut ain't fucking with Nicki's debut. Then they do have albums that's supposed to be here, like The Blueprint, like Ready to Die, but they have so many outlandish myths that it's like it makes the entire fucking list incredible.
I'll say for one, Yeezus is definitely on the list, and I don't think it's better than Graduation.
Again, Yeezus is on the higher side when it comes to Ye's great albums. It ain't, they got My Dark Twisted Fantasy, one of my favorite Ye albums, but it's not better than any of the first three, the trilogy, Graduation, College Dropout, and Late Registration. ain't fucking with none of them, like at all, not even close. The shit not even better than 808 and Heartbreak. Like, so it's like the picks, it's like they splash like, well, we know we gotta have this album on there, but then we're gonna put what we like type shit. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, it's probably, especially since you broke the Cardi B. Cardi B's album probably, is, how you feel. Music is a little different when you try to debate who's better than who, because it's just a tad bit different. You can go to the numbers and be
but the numbers did well.
That's what I'm saying. She did a lot, like that album touched a lot of
milestones. Yeah.
So that's probably why. Well, a reason why I think there was a core of them putting like a main piece ingredient of them putting it in the top 20. But
and again, what's they? So again, with that, then it comes back to what was the criteria, and then on even more important, who are the people curating this list? We saw the list. I think it's a half a nigga on this a part of this tape.
Oh, you're talking about the Rolling Stones, the council,
that made
council they put together.
Exactly. Yeah. So you look at the list, it's a half a nigga in there. Everybody's white. It's a Asian sprinkled around, and then it's one black dude that look like he might be half black and shit. He don't even look like a 4 nigga. So you create these lists, you gotta have the culture involved. There's so many iconic people in hip hop that's still here. When you create these lists, this one of those things where you don't get your people, your regular editors to do these type of lists. You gotta call in the people of the culture and say, look, we creating this list. We need this person here. We need that person here. We need the people that not only work in the industry, but you need the people that was fucking influential in the club scene, like people that like played a part in the nightlife scene during these eras. Like it's a lot of people. Even if you got 20 people that really plays a big part in hip hop, whether it's from the dancing aspect, whether it's from the production aspect, whether it's from being an actual artist, whether it's an A&R, people that really pivotal in this hip hop shit. You got to create them. You got to bring these brain trusts together for a list like this, because looking at they curator list, I don't trust none of their ass to tell me what's great in hip hop and shit. Like, yo, this list is just every fucking where.
The way I see how they came across, like I was saying earlier, is when music is a little different to argue music when you can argue sports or whatnot. Like when it comes to bars, it's it's a little much closer because you could dispute who got the better bars or whatnot. Like, and then you can play like verses and like listen. So but when it comes to like overall music, somebody might like this song. I might hate the song. Next person that I don't like it, but that shit was a fire song. That shit, like with music is a little difficult, but I feel like I wanted to keep just looking at the council. I'm assuming, because I don't know, but I assume that a big part of their reasoning was bigger than like just the hip hop culture. Like, if you just look at the stuff that impacted hip hop, or like albums that had big impact in hip hop culture, for one, I would assume 50's album would have been top 10, top 20.
Exactly.
Just off the strength of that time in hip hop and the momentum and the whole wave that came with 50 coming out, like, So for it to not be a top 20 or at least a top 10 album off its impact in hip hop and the culture as a whole, lets me know that even though if you look at 50 today, he's become like, he's known.
But even like, I get your point, but if you're gonna make that point, 50 impact with Get Rich or Die Trying and the singles that came out of that is just as big as any of this top 20.
Yeah,
And for some, even bigger.
yeah,
To me, this list should be changed from top 200 hip hop albums to a colonizer's guide to hip hop, because this is what's tolerable for the pop and white culture. Because To Pimp a Butterfly, some would say that's Kendrick's worst album. A lot of people would say that's Kendrick's worst album, but I can see how these editors will enjoy that because it got the jazzy, got the real jazzy feel, got the real blues feel to it and shit. Where they be, sitting in a fucking local coffee shop and be like, oh, this is a good one right here. Like,
Like a lot to his ass. Kendrick's most recent album is good, but I think Damn is Kendrick's best.
Damn. Well,
it's debatable.
Damn. Between Damn and the first one, because I think Damn has the perfect balance of like just good music versus like having the poppy sound, having the music for everybody. I think Damn has a better balance when it comes to music for everybody. My favorite though is Good Kid, Mad City. But Damn is you could put on with a group of different people and everybody gonna find something. Everybody can fuck with Damn and shit like that and shit. Good Kid is story. Yeah. Everybody ain't for everybody, but everybody know Kendrick went crazy. To Pimp a Butterfly, you gotta have a certain palette for To Pimp a Butterfly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
it's definitely not made for. That's an album that's not made for everyone.
Right. It's not for everybody's consumption. Right.
Put that album out for. So yeah.
But this list is trash. I can say that because there's big high moments, but it's like the albums that's the highs, it's the ones that everybody know. It's like it don't take much brain to put Blueprint or The Ready to Die. And they don't even have Reasonable Doubt in the top 20, but they got Blueprint there. Okay, cool. Like that's okay. All right. I can understand that because Reasonable Doubt ain't my favorite Jay-Z's album. So okay, it's 26. Blueprint in the top 20. All right, I ain't mad at that. Ready to Die, of course, it's gonna be on everybody's top 20 and shit. Stankonia, a lot of people will argue that ain't even Outkast's best album, but okay, I can see why. Great album and shit like that. Cardi B, although the numbers don't lie, when it comes to great hip hop albums, I don't want to be that. You got to be outside, bro. You have to be in the culture to understand the impact of these albums. And although Cardi shit, when she dropped, big explosion on all fronts.
Yeah, definitely.
But niggas went outside with a Trap or Die jump came like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta be here when Get Rich or Die Trying drop. You just had to be in the culture to understand how impactful these shits was. You have to be in the culture to understand how the battle between Homecoming and Curtis, how like you gotta be in the culture to really understand.
Graduation versus Curtis. Yeah, graduation.
So it's like graduation versus. So it's like you have to be in our culture, whether you on the hip hop editorial side, whether you working in the labels on the hip hop side, whether you just a fan and you going to these festivals and tours. There's so much great albums, so many great albums in our culture. For them to compile this list the way they did, again, there's a lot of albums on the list. The 200 is like, yeah, it's supposed to be here. Then there's others just like, how?
How? Oh, so we're gonna do our own list. We're gonna create our culture.
Look, it's time.
Council and
look, I'm about to call. I'm gonna call my peoples up. We got to create our council. We're gonna have the CT. We ain't gonna do no fucking 200, but we could do a good 50. do a good 50, and 50 gonna be on the 50. But I'm just saying, create with people that, again, that was outside, that was of the culture. Like, and again, you can get people that listen to today's hip hop. You can get people from the 80s and early 90s, our generation, the millennials who grew up on late 90s, early 2000s hip hop and shit like that. And I promise you, we can create a better list than this. I'll put that on my son. We can make a better list than this.
I have faith in us, but definitely gonna work on that, and we'll get that to you.
So, this was Rolling Stone. Change the name of this list. Again, the Colonizer Guide to Hip Hop. That's your name. Let's get it.
But sticking to music, this past weekend we had all types of performances. We had Summer Jam, and we had the Governor's Ball, but something that happened before Governor's Ball took off, this, put more light to the fire. And yes, we covered this a couple of episodes ago, talking about the possibility that the Migos broke up. Because apparently they were set to perform at the Governor's Ball, but pulled out last minute. Before when they pulled out, they said there wasn't really an explanation given. It's just they wasn't going to perform. Then they was replaced by Lil Wayne. And then I think there was an excuse for them after the fact.
Quavo is filming White Man Can't Jump.
So do you think the Migos is broken up, or this is just more speculation?
Again, your co-host, my wife, said, they broken up. She don't really care, but she like, yeah, they broken up. I don't think they broken up. I just think where they are in their careers, they might be everywhere and they can't come together to get us, not only get us the music that we love, but come together to get the music that they want to make together. You get what I'm saying? Like, Offset and Cardi running around and shit. I'm surprised we ain't got an Offset Cardi album yet, or project.
You said what?
I definitely would look forward to that.
Oh, Offset Cardi B?
Offset Cardi. Yeah, like, I'm surprised we ain't got that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do come out with some shit like that. But,
they have pressure doing that, what what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely going to be a lot of pressure of them putting together a marriage, like, marriage album. We seen the collaborative couple albums with J and B, with Janae and Big Sean and shit. Like, it's been done, but these will be a different sound. So I would enjoy hearing it. Whether I enjoy the project is a different thing, but I would enjoy hearing it because they got kids and shit. They two of the most hyped artists, like, you get what I'm saying, like lively artists in hip hop right now. So I wouldn't be mad at an Offset Cardi project. But again, you got Quavo and Takeoff doing the Uncle Neff shit, and then Quavo doing his acting shit. Ain't no telling what Offset and Takeoff other things they got going on. I just think they such massive artists. It's just become hard to get together to do what they known to do, like to create a good project. I'm pretty sure they can send verses to each other, but that ain't them. They family. So like they nucleus is different. They come together, they brainstorm, they in the studio together, and I think they everywhere. And so when we see little shit like Offset not following them on social media and them counseling the performance at Governor's Ball, there could be some type of family drama there, but I don't think nothing could be that deep for them to break up, except for they just everywhere right now, and they trying to figure out their life and shit.
Yeah, it's possible, they doing their own thing. But again, the Migos as a whole is much bigger than them on their own. But they going on their own to try to build up their names, like Quavo making himself bigger, or Takeoff making himself bigger, or Offset making himself bigger. And then, when they decide to do that new track, that new Migos track, when they all get back together, it creates more impact. Because the Migos as a whole, the bigger thing,
Right, of course.
And their names by themselves, they are big names, you know. So you throw some Offset or Takeoff or Quavo, they are big names. But when it's a Migos thing, you just know that as a collective, that's what everybody wants, and that's what everybody So that's like as a whole, they're much bigger.
And I'm happy that they haven't dispelled the beef, because let's use that as a way to gear up the project. Like, we ain't give y'all shit. Like, we ain't saying nothing. We ain't giving y'all no answers. We gonna let you motherfuckers speculate like we doing right now. We gonna let y'all speculate and wish upon a prayer and swear up and down we broken up, we together. Whatever narrative you want to create. If I was them, go right ahead. Because when we come back, then it's gonna be, oh shit, Migos back. Like, so, like, yeah, go ahead. Like, right now, we doing our thing. Keep talking y'all shit. Keep wondering and figuring out what we trying to do. But I see Migos coming back collectively.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think this is something that's going.
Because these niggas is blood. Like, this is first generation type shit. Like, I know, like, Takeoff and fucking Quavo are like uncle and nephew and shit. But I think Offset is like his sister, brother, or some shit like that. Like, they fucking like cousin or something like that.
Takeoff is the son to Quavo's sister.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like blood and shit. Like, there's no
related. Grew up together.
Yeah, like, and these niggas grew up together. Like,
yeah, that's what they probably have their differences. As they have their differences, they probably gonna celebrate. We'll never know the true details unless they choose to reveal details. But
I hope they don't. I just hope they keep it.
Yeah, if they do their own thing, they could do their own thing. Like,
right.
Their names, they can stand alone and do their own things. Like, Offset could go do songs with people get Offset on features.
And they've been doing that. They've been doing that when they were Migos or were together. They were already doing solo projects. They were already features by themselves on other people's shit. So
listen, but this could, even if they ain't breaking up, they just have creative differences or just personal differences at the moment. It's just like a little tension there. They could just continue doing what they're doing.
Right.
Work their way back, and then, like you said, they ain't do much to dispel it. So when you hear that new Migos track, like, oh my God, they didn't break up.
Right. Right, exactly.
What's wrong with whenever that comes through? But groups rap. No one, for the most part, rap groups break up. They break up, come back. It happens
all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Throughout hip hop history.
All the time.
Do people think that the Migos would be one of the groups because they so have that family, them family ties, and they were so close? Would be a group that would break up? No. Yeah. But is it realistic that they possibly could have broken up? Yeah, it happens all the time. A lot of stuff happens. A lot of rap groups broken up.
Again, whether you family or not, people ultimately have different goals and creative differences always come up. Again, I see it with me and my brothers and shit, whereas we all grew up in the same crib, we all rap, but our content is completely different because our derivative when it comes to culture in Chicago and our depiction of it is all different. You get what I'm saying? Like, we grew up in that same house, like, experience different things, but we see it through a different lens. So as you grow in your craft and your creation or creativity, you might just want to do something that's like my brainchild, where this is what I want to do. This is my sound. Whereas when you work it in a group, everybody, got their hands in it and shit. So as an artist, you want to be an artist. You want to create. You want to make your visions come to life and shit. So I can see them having creative differences, and that's okay. I can see them breaking up, and that's okay. That don't mean that we ain't blood and we ain't fucking with each other. It just, as an artist, sometimes you grow and people move in different directions. However, based on the content that I've seen from them in their like their whatever breakup and shit, the features that I've seen Offset do, the Unc and Nephew tracks that Quavo and Takeoff put out, it's still in brand with Migos. So at some point, if they continue to stay in brand with the shit they putting out, I can see I just cannot see a Migos project in the future. So
Of course, yeah, and I think we'll get one, but if we're gonna step away from music from a bit, we're gonna talk TV. So we have a new Mike Tyson TV show. It's gonna be a limited series on Hulu. The trailer had just dropped, and this new Mike Tyson series look like it's gonna be, it's look like it's gonna be good. I know that they have a movie in the works. Wasn't Jamie Foxx set to play Mike Tyson in the movie?
yeah, they had. Well, remember originally they had the TV movie with Michael J. White a long time ago, and then I know at one point Jamie Foxx was writing and producing a Mike Tyson movie. Where that is, I don't know. But the Hulu series, I'm for it and shit, and I like where TV and streaming is going and shit because you don't always need a movie. Like movie, you get 2.5 hours, 2 hours to tell this whole, elaborate story, and somebody that's as big as Mike Tyson, 2 hours, 2.5 hours ain't enough time to really tell his story as a whole because we've seen different versions of Mike Tyson throughout his entire career. So with the Hulu show, I know it's going to be time based or whatever, but it gives them just a little bit more space to go in more in details in different situations. The guy they got is from Moonlight and shit, and he got fucking Brolic for the role and shit, and I like it. I can't wait to watch the shit. The shit look like it's gonna be good.
Release date is August 25th, so it'll be out August 25th.
Shit look good.
Mike Tyson's just one of them. He has one of them stories. He's like he lived a very crazy life. He had a rough upbringing. Even when he started boxing, his career was not the most smoothest career. There's a whole bunch of stuff going. Now he's kicked back, just living life, relaxing, living his best life. He's I feel like he's in his best place that he's ever been. If you detail and follow his career and everything that's happened with him, I just feel like he's in his best place right now, mentally, physically, even though he's older. Doing training, he'd be looking like he could he go in and fuck somebody up.
Right. Again, today, who don't love Mike Tyson now? Again, especially with everything you said, we've seen the rise and the fall of Mike Tyson, and now he just seemed to be in a place where it's like we know what he can do, we know what he's done. He still give us hints of that monster, but whole conversation, he's sitting down with a lot of different people. He goes on a lot of different podcasts. He has a lot of different people on his podcast, and just the energy, the positive energy through all the madness that he has, through everything he's been through. He got the weed line and shit, the edible line and shit. It's just I'm happy for Mike Tyson right now and shit. It seems like he's at peace. And again, everybody fucking love Mike Tyson.
Man. And hopefully he enjoys the series. I don't know if he had any, saying or anything to do, because wasn't he fighting with a TV show? Didn't we conversate about that? He was fighting with one of these streaming. It might have been Hulu fighting with a streaming platform. I don't know if it was about this show or another documentary.
I hope he has some creative control or had some input on this shit. If I find out that he didn't, I probably won't watch it. So I want to watch it, but because I'm such a Mike fan, if I feel like they hit him on the outside when it comes to this shit, I'm gonna be upset and I'm not gonna support it. I'm not gonna even hold you. I'm gonna put
I was saying, I did see something about he had I don't know if it was a TV series or a documentary that was released that he wasn't.
If Mike ain't supporting it, I'm not supporting it. What's funny is I saw the trailer on Hulu but I did see Mike post it on his IG. So I don't know. So now that I'm excited to see it because I want to see the story. But if my nigga Mike ain't got nothing to do with it, I don't know how much I can support it, to be honest. Yeah, just thinking about it. I didn't see him post it.
Here, I just clicked on the article from the root, and like the first paragraph says, although the trailer hints that the series will explore the abuse allegations levied against Tyson by his ex-wife and Riverdale star Robin Givens, it also appears to imply that Tyson is simply misunderstood. That's the end of the sentence, but then it says in parentheses, Tyson did not authorize the series. So he...
man, see, that put me in a tough position, man, because I
want to see it, but then it doesn't seem like...
Yeah, like it's
he
not...
He ain't have no say.
It don't seem like he had nothing to do with it. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't know, man. I gotta see what my Mike. Once you get closer to that, I gotta see what my nigga Mike talking about.
Yeah, I'm saying, when it comes to, like, let's see if he sees it and he has a different view of it, or because I'm pretty sure if he had anything, he's waiting to see just like everyone else, and we'll see what he says. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I want to see what Mike got to say about it.
Also, talking about TV shows, that one's set to be released, but another streaming platform has something in the works that they said they have in the works. Netflix are planning on working on bringing a Ghostbusters series to Netflix. As a kid, I was a big fan of the Ghostbusters movies. I love the Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah.
But, reviewing on a TV show might work, depending on how they approach it, might work.
Yeah, with the basic story of Ghost and these guys being Ghostbusters, yes, you can make that work. It all depends on the direction and how it's written and shit. Because with Netflix, you don't want it to be too kiddie. You don't want it to be too childish. You want some comedic aspects in it, but also you still want it to be, you're dealing with ghosts and the paranormal and supernatural. You want it to be some like realisticness about it, where it's not too rated R. Like, I don't want no fucking Annabelle version of fucking Ghostbusters. Like, I want it to that level. But if you could give me like on some supernatural type, level, but like more better CGI and shit like that, I could see a few seasons of Ghostbusters working.
I'm gonna say, reading this, it says it's gonna be animated.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Yes.
You got me. I'm gone. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be a cartoon. If it was a live action, I probably would have been more interested. Cartoons just seems like it's just gonna be just for the kids, and
it's gonna be some Dorian watching and shit, man.
You might end up watching it anyway.
Yeah, I'll watch it because again, a lot of kid cartoons are good, but we had our Ghostbuster cartoon already, so like.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I was hoping for a live action thing, because the reboot with the female cast, like
Melissa McCarthy and shit.
That didn't. I never watched it, but I heard bad reviews, and a lot of people didn't really like that reboot. And everybody just wanted the original cast. Thor in there. Oh, yeah, Thor in it.
Right. Yeah.
But most fans wanted the original cast to come together.
They were trying too hard.
Yeah,
they were just doing too much. They were trying too hard to be funny and shit. And it's like with the original one, it wasn't funny. It was like they were funny because like you got Dan Aykroyd and fucking like what's my guy name?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray and shit, like they funny guys, but they weren't like setting up jokes. Whereas like in this last one, they were trying too hard to be funny. Like, and it was bad. You had Thor being a big dumb goofy and shit. It was just a bad movie, like altogether and shit. And he was the fucking ghost. Like he was possessed. It was a bad movie. So even if you don't bring back the originals, like you could bring them back in an aspect, but keep the same essence of the movie where it's like it's an action movie with some comedic relief.
But you know, fans of the Ghostbuster franchise was always hoping that the original cast members would get together and give that one last sequel.
Yeah, I mean they old as hell though.
Unfortunately, one of the original 4 of the Ghostbusters passed away in 2014. So even if they was to bring back the original cast, it would be Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, possibly Sigourney Weaver. She wants to come back. She was in the original, but I don't know.
You can have them in the movie. They don't have to be the main cast. It could be the passing of the,
Oh yeah, or it could be like a simple cameo, like oh shit.
Right, exactly.
And it can make it funny, like
Right, exactly. But you don't have to have like, oh, we back at it and shit, because they old as hell. Like, so it's like the action part would be like it'd be kind of be over the top and corny and shit. But they have the passing the torch
has passed too, like a lot of time has
exactly. So if you have a new cast but have them working together, then it works and shit. But the way they did this other one, it wasn't good at all. So, but cartoon,
because the cartoon it seems like more kid friendly. But I was gonna say, shit, Ghostbusters came out in 1984. 2 years. We're technically 2 years away from its 40th anniversary.
Oh wow, damn, that's crazy.
If you think about it.
Yeah. So it's maybe with this kids. Dory know the Ghostbusters because we watched it, and they have like a Ghostbusters attraction at Madame Tussauds. So the wax museum and shit. So he knows about the Ghostbusters. He's seen the newer one. Again, he'll probably for a lot of kids of this generation, it'd be something fresh and something new for them. But for us who grew up when Ghostbusters was in its prime, this ain't gonna be the one that's like, oh, Ghostbusters back. They got a new version of the cartoon. I don't think our generation and the generation before us is gonna run to, hey, let's go watch the cartoon on Netflix. Like, I don't think it's gonna work that way, but we'll see. I got a kid, so I'm gonna watch.
Now we're gonna transfer over to something that was a popular discussion on social media. I don't know where do you classify this topic. It's a relation topic between social media celebrity and a possible A-list celebrity.
Something like that.
So, while he's doing his thing as acting, he got some big, some big roles.
Right.
But we're talking about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey's breakup, but like it caused some uproar in social media world because everyone wants to use this. Like, since they broke up, now they can use this to fuel whatever agenda or narrative that they've been fueling or been spewing out to the world through social.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of. You see, women get a good nigga and still don't know how to treat him. Bitches ain't shit and all that. And then I've seen a lot of toxic women like, yes, sus, do you, sus, go ahead, sus. Like, so it's just like people living through celebrities. These couple goals bullshit has killed a lot of people and shit. Stop looking for celebrities. Stop looking at celebrities for your relationship goals and your life advice. Lori Harvey is a 24, 25-year-old young woman. Fucking Michael B. Jordan is 34, 35. And Lori Harvey is a serial dater. Like, she seems to just be a young girl in her prime not wanting to smash multiple niggas, but she liked to entertain a guy for a moment and have fun and enjoy her life. And then when she over, she's at that age where she can be fickle about who she wants to be with. Because again, she's not thinking long term. Whereas Michael B. Jordan, a guy in his mid-30s, you would think at that age, they're thinking like, okay, I'm thinking of finding my life partner. And so that's where the mistake come in, where you of this age and you dating a young woman that age and you thinking like, yeah, she the one, when she thinking like, yeah, you the one right now. So like he got caught up in that. A lot of people go through that shit. I be telling, I tell a lot of our female friends that shit, like where they meet a nigga and they think they can change him to the nigga that they want them to be, and then that nigga still returns and be himself, and then you look distraught like, oh, how could he do that? But bitch, you knew who he was. So this is the reverse. Michael B. Jordan. So Michael B. Jordan, knowing that he's a 30-some-year-old man, she has a reputation already as being a serial dater. Don't think like, yeah, because she used to fuck with Future, that nigga, he's a street nigga. I'm some classy debonair actor. I'm a buy the aquarium for her and shit and show her that, over on this side is better. She looking at it like, yeah, this is a dope experience. What's next? Like, that's what it seems to be.
It could be that, or another thing is we're making assumptions.
And these are all assumptions. All
assumptions. Don't know the true, like, everybody has this image. Not saying if not, everybody has an image about Future or whatnot, and then they have an image about Michael B. But doesn't mean what we perceive them to be is how they actually are.
Exactly.
Off camera, so we don't
exactly.
Like, what I'm trying to say, we don't.
And again, everything I'm saying is based in assumption as somebody looking on the outside, looking at, and the reputations that's been created for these people. What I'm saying ain't no facts behind it. Ain't nothing factual about nothing.
But the thing is, you're saying that, but the other people are using their assumptions and trying to make facts out there.
Yeah, see, I can say
social media.
I can give examples of situations, real life situations where people date people and expect to change or show them that they are worth the change. So I can give that example, but in regards to their personal situation, I have no knowledge. So I can't say anything. But what the image that's being made or the assumption that's being made is he's of this age, he's this type of guy, she's of this age, she's this type of girl, where they are in their lives, and that's why they had this breakup. So that also that notion applies to a lot of people, where guys and girls, where you'll see a guy be like, yo, she bad as hell, but you already know she for the streets, but you thinking like, I'm a good nigga and ain't no way based on how I'm coming, she not gonna take this and run with it. And then she returned to the streets. Then niggas looking like, damn, she bogus as hell. No, nigga, you knew already. And so, and vice versa, where girls be like, I'm such a good woman. He a little rough on the edge. He cheat and beat bitches, but I'm a good girl, so he gonna change for me. Then he cheat and beat you, and then it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Bitch, you knew who he was. So it's like, based on the assumptions that's made, that's what we're up against. But we don't know nothing. I just wish, hey, do your thing, sister. Lori, Miss Harvey, Mike, do your thing, nigga. Make another fucking Creed 6 or whatever. Nigga, just yo, get to y'all lives. I can't tell people how to live their life. And nor should we be trying to tell people how to live their fucking life. I just look at all the couple goals people that couple goals and sharing pictures. Look what he did for her. Look what she did for him. Shut the fuck up. Cause all that shit on this side is fake to me.
Well, yeah, because it's all, it's entertainment. It's all a brand thing. Like, everything is approached differently. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, people get It's like it's so much different now than what it was then. I'm pretty sure there's fake relationships or like stuff like things that thing back in the day, but it wasn't so much access, so you could hide certain things. There's so much access now.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
and
it's
also
on the image, and that's the image that's true to what's really going on.
And a lot of people are saying, I've seen that this was this was like they created this relationship to fix both of their social brands. Whereas because Michael B. Jordan used to date Snow Allegra, he had made statements about him only dating white women or liking white women. There's also been rumors that he was gay, like he was undercover and shit. So he denied or whatever and shit like that. He's been caught saying some goofy shit in the past as well. And then her being the Hollywood starlet, her being the just a pretty girl that's bouncing from man to man. A lot of people are saying this was something that they PR team put together to try to break them both from that brand. Whether that's true or not, I have no fucking idea. But this is what I've been hearing a lot through social media forums, different bloggers that's supposed to be credible. But again, it's all they fucking opinion.
Yes, and all speculation.
And all speculation.
Now we're gonna move over to entertainment / music. The Queen Bee has scrubbed all her social media platforms. Is there a new project on the way? New music? What you think is going on?
Everything, like she scrubbed everything. So definitely got to be music coming. That's the only thing I can think of because she got the Ivy Park shit with Adidas that drops every now and then. That shit sells out. She got them other kids, them other two twins that nobody sees and shit. Maybe they having a rollout or some shit. Like
Didn't they showing Blue how they look recently?
I think so. I don't know. That nigga's like 12.
They kept that under wraps for a while, and then they finally like.
Yeah, they like 13 now and shit. They got the mutant babies they got under wraps and shit. I think they
I think they revealed them recently.
Fucking Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and shit. Fucking babies and shit. But I think it's a project. That's the only thing that makes sense. Nobody wants to see Beyonce act. We love you, B. Nobody wants to see you act except for my wife. Ivy Park, she's already been doing that even with the music being on a hiatus. So I don't think she would do this for a Ivy Park drop. So it has to be music. That's the only thing, and that's why everybody talking, because it's like, oh shit, B must about to drop something. She's one of the few artists that can just don't have to do no promo, don't have to do shit. She could say, here's an album, and that shit's gonna crash the internet. So and it's gonna sell out.
There's definitely photos of the twins.
Where you see them at? Where you see them at?
There's Google Beyonce's twins, and there's definitely a couple of photos. They have like a family picture with them.
I'm trying to see these mutants. Beyonce's mutant babies. How old are they now? Okay.
How long did Beyonce have little kids? I don't even remember.
Yeah, how long ago did she have them little kids? They 3 years old now. Rumi and Sir. So they was made in a lab somewhere. It's fucking X-Men babies. I just know it's a project coming. I just feel like it's a project coming. That's the only thing that would make sense at this moment in regards to again, because Jay-Z been moving around, been seeing him around. Blue, been seeing her around and shit. She did the album, the fucking Sir Richard album and shit. So that it's too good to be alive. That shit, which was a fire fucking song. So, and then before that, they Jay-Z Beyonce shit. We haven't had a Beyonce solo project since what was the last shit she did? What's her last album?
Last album is her last album is the last
Lemonade.
Was
Lemonade.
it?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Her that was her solo album. Her and Jay-Z did they projects, but her last album was Lemonade.
Damn, it's been 6 years.
And we know the Lemonade shit, the saga behind that, the story behind that shit. So to see her now with these two new babies, her and Jay, back doing them, Blue being big, like being a young woman now. I love to hear some new content from Beyonce and shit, and just where she's at creatively. So only thing to me that makes sense is a Beyonce album, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm pretty much, like she's one of those artists that could just drop and she could
Any
just
fucking
drop.
time.
Like, oh shit, I dropped the album by accident. That shit's still going crazy.
She could say right now, 3:00 new album dropping on all DSPs. Fucking Apple Music, Tidal, all them shit's gonna crash. Spotify, all that shit is gonna crash instantly. So that's the power that she got.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna keep it music, but this is more of like bad news. Because Justin Bieber, like he revealed that he had to cancel
Cocaine face.
but he had to cancel some tour days. Well, the rest of his tour,
right?
For the time being, and his fans, there was a little uproar because the fans want to see him, even though we're still in a pandemic. But touring and shows is getting back to normal. Right. Getting more shows and whatnot, more everything, getting a little closer to bless you, but getting a little closer to normal. But Justin Bieber revealed he had been diagnosed with Ramsay's Hunt syndrome, which causes paralysis on the left side of a person's face. I think it starts in the ear, but as it affects the ear, it causes paralysis on the left side of his face. So then Bieber, as he announced that to the world, showed in the video, and you could see he couldn't move the left side of his face. So he tried to blink both his eyes. He couldn't. He had the one eye open, and he couldn't get the one eye to blink. He had tried to smile, like do it like a smile. He couldn't.
Yeah, one side.
That one side wouldn't move. I think he tried to move his nostrils, and he couldn't. Like everything on that side, he just couldn't move. I'm not gonna lie, looking at that shit's scary. Just imagine like waking up one day, and you can't you probably bug out,
Well, again, when I was diagnosed with MS, the way I found out, I woke up, I couldn't control my eyes. So I already know how scary a situation like that can be. My shit was moving all around. I couldn't see. At first, when I saw this video, though, I was like, damn, this nigga had, that's why I say cocaine face. Because I honestly thought, him being on tour, moving around, he might have had a bad batch or something and shit. But the shit do look crazy. And a lot of fans, initially, when he first canceled it, they didn't give much of an explanation. They were saying health reasons and shit. And so for something that's without any details, a lot of fans were fucked up and mad and shit. But I think once people saw the video, everybody was like, oh shit, this shit is real. And again, a lot of, one of the main causes of Ramsay Hunt is stress. So you can imagine being Justin Bieber, one of the biggest entertainers of our time, and on tour and shit, sometimes the shit catch up with you. But I think this is one of those situations where he just needed the downtime to concentrate on his health. So
Rest up, cause I'm pretty sure he wants to get back to doing what he loves.
yeah, of course,
He loves performing and whatnot, and you can't perform in that condition.
Right.
I think you could, but I don't think that would be.
He don't want to give his fans. He want to give his fans a great show. I'm pretty sure he could probably perform, but he ain't gonna perform to his ability, and that's the thing. He don't want to go up there with the fucking frozen face and give fans a half-ass show. Like I wouldn't want to see a half-ass show if I'm a fan. Like, no, give me my money back. Like straight up, give me my money back.
God forbid, but that turned out to be a more permanent thing, and you know what I'm trying to say. And he had to live and work around that, and he was able to perform. That's just what it would have been.
I mean, it would have been, but if we know that's the situation, then we go into it knowing that this is the situation. But I would rather, if there's a chance for him to get better, I would rather him take the time to get better, and then once he go back on tour, my seats are already comped. So once he back better, I go see the Justin Bieber that I want to see. So right now, again, it seems like he's taking time to figure the situation out, and there's a possibility of him getting better. So take the time. As a fan, bro, take the time. But if it comes out that there's some permanent thing, then as a fan, I accept it because I am your fan. So that's the difference.
Wishes him, best of luck and good health, and hopefully he gets back to doing what he loves best. And but from what I read, it says it's treatable, and I just Googled him real quick, and it says one of the articles says he states it's been getting better and better. I don't know what's better in that aspect of. Dealing with that, but he should be back in no time. He just gotta take some time, relax, rest up, and he should be back and doing his tours and his shows. Just take it easy a little bit,
Exactly.
We're gonna drop down. We're gonna drop down to a lower level of. It's still all entertainment, but it's a drop from what we was just discussing and to what we're gonna discuss. We're gonna be talking about from this past weekend, celebrity boxing. So the fights finally took place. We have Benzino versus
whoever.
Yeah, I don't know who Benzino fought. And then we had Black China versus the IG fitness model. And from both clips that I've seen, it is exactly what I expected from both fights. But hey, they got paid. They got themselves a good check, so I ain't gonna knock the hustle and get your money. But it's exactly what I assumed would take place from both from both fights. I think Benzino won his fight. Wow.
Yeah, he fucking Tiger Paw, Gorilla Slam the guy and shit. The shit was just bad, man.
That shit was WWE. I watched it the first time. I was like, oh shit, he really knocked him out. Then I watched it a second time. I seen something funny. And by the time I watched that highlight again, I realized that homie that fell was basically selling the knockout, because that shit looked like The Rock when he got Stone Cold Stunner and
we be doing
the extra flips and shit. That's exactly what that fighter did when he went down. He went down, it looked like Benzino pushed him down one. It wasn't even like Benzino punched him. It looked like he pushed him down. He fell and did like the extra, like, oh shit, like he did like a leg kick.
He fought a guy named Razor Rosati.
He definitely did.
It says he's an actor.
There you go.
And so, yeah, exactly. So it's on par to what he was doing, because he was down there.
Yeah, like he didn't even get hit. He got pushed. He got
pushed like this, and then it was more of a push than a punch.
He's just
and he's shaking and shit like
what are you doing?
And then the Black China fighting that Black China fighting that China lookalike and shit. Rest in peace to China. Just a bad fight. Like either one of them hoes can fight. Looked like they took 2 weeks to train just to get some basic boxing technique. It ended in a draw. But I don't want to see these hoes fight again though. China need to figure out her next move. Maybe back to the strip club, maybe back to reality TV. I don't know where Black China fits in the medium spectrum. Maybe she do a podcast. Does Black China got a podcast? Maybe she do a podcast or something
about work. She's working on the show, but with these new celebrity fights that have been added to our, to the resume of celebrity fights, do you see celebrity fighting falling off or continue to? Because I think these celebrities getting a good amount of checks to do these.
Yeah, I think they are.
Probably more than what it was back. Because I feel like celebrity fights / exhibition fights has always been around, but I just feel like the room to get paid more is much bigger now due to all these platforms and access and stuff. So do you see this ever having a drop off or getting bigger than what it is?
Well, I see two different levels. I see the bullshit like the Benzino and Black China circus celebrity boxing, and then I see more semi-professional exhibition. So I look at celebrity boxing versus exhibition fighting, whereas that's the Paul brothers doing their exhibition fighting and the celebrity bullshit that's happening on this side. So as long as the exhibition part continues, where you have good matchups that we care about, or at least good matchups that seems like, they athletic enough where they might give us something that's worth watching, that could continue on, because I think a lot of times I would rather, instead of this social media bullshit that a lot of people do, I'd rather see them going to the ring and scrap it out and shit. Instead of talking in the fucking keyboard crips and the backspace bloods, I'd rather see niggas hit the ring than do this social media back and forth shit. But what I don't want to see is the Benzino Black China shit that looked like it's just some shit that was just orchestrated with no real skill, no real training, nothing really behind it. With the Paul brothers, what I've seen in they cards, they've had actual athletes on it, and they took this shit serious. Everybody took it serious. So the fights seem to be, again, more realistic. Whereas these shits, they might as well have on fucking the sumo suits and just bounce back and forth and shit and do that. And that'd be more entertaining than that shit that they doing over there and shit. And they need to have more celebrity fights that we care about. Like more celebrity fights that's in our culture or in the culture of entertainment and media, that's like, hey, yo, I would love to see them. They do all this fight with each other on social media back and forth. Let's see them get in the ring. So, John, I have a celebrity boxing card that I think somebody needs to pick up, whether it's the Paul brothers, whether it's those folks that's hosting Versus now. What company is hosting the Versus now?
What was it? Triller?
Yeah, right. Triller. They need to have Triller. They need to have this fight. Okay, this is the card, right? You got Whack 100 versus Big U. Now, if you're in the hip hop culture, you understand, and if you're from the West Coast, you understand how pivotal these guys are in hip hop and street culture. But Whack 100 has become a social media troll that everybody hate to love and shit, because he just be on goofy time. A lot of goofy shit Whack be doing and saying and shit. So I want to see Whack get punched up. Big U is another street nigga who's took his street cred and applied it to music and hip hop and influence and shit in the West Coast. And now they have they beef. Both one is blood, one is Crip. So let's get a Big U Whack 100 fight. All right. Also on that card, I want to see the Rat himself, Tekashi 6ix9ine versus Meek Mill. Now they've been going through it a lot. Tekashi fake ran up on Meek and shit, but you know, Tekashi in the foreman and shit, so Meek ain't gonna do shit to him and jeopardize his freedom and shit with everything he's been dealing with when it comes to the federal system anyway. So let's give Meek and Tekashi 6ix9ine in the ring and have them box it out. All right, so that's on the card.
See that.
Okay, podcasters, right? One of the biggest podcast breakups in the last recent years was the Joe Budden podcast, right? We had Joe Budden, Worry, and Maul. Mm-hmm. So let's get all of them in the ring, right? We have Joe Budden versus Worry because they had the most, like, you know, they were having the most jarring back and forth. If you watch the Joe Budden podcast, Rory actually, you know, semi-box and shit. He always was inviting Joe to get them hands and shit. Joe think he tough. So let's get these niggas in the ring and let them fight. And then on the other side, Maul, who be beefing with fat ass DJ Academic. DJ Academic, who's Joe Budden's guy. Always talk shit about Worry and Maul. So let's get Maul versus Academic's fat ass. And these are celebrities. I can't say celebrities, but these are people in our culture.
Well,
that they have beef. They known enough, and their beefs are known enough where if the Paul brothers was to put them on a ticket, I'll watch that shit. Definitely. Without a doubt. I will watch that shit. So that's my celebrity boxing fucking ticket. You got anybody else, y'all, you want to see celebrities? Or maybe it's a beef that I'm missing and shit. I can't think of no other ones right now.
It's all types of beef all over the place.
Yeah. So that's the only one that's the only ones I can actively think of right now.
There's beefs everywhere, but it's just are those beefs where you was like, nah, would like to see them go in the ring. That's
right.
Some beefs I feel like it's just
also I want to see Jim Jones versus Freddie Gibbs. Jim Jones versus Freddie Gibbs in the ring and shit. Because they've been doing their shit. Freddie Gibbs, a street nigga, but he be talking a lot. Jones is Jones, you know. And Freddie Gibbs recently had some, you know, he was in Buffalo. Niggas ran up on him. They said, because he's also beefing with the Griselda niggas and shit. So, but I'd rather see Freddie Gibbs versus Jones. It seems they more like on the athletic side than the Griselda guys. No offense to them and shit. But I think that would be more of a good matchup, Freddie Gibbs versus Jim Jones and shit. So yeah, let me get those fights. I'm about to put this shit together myself. Let me get an investor to back me. I'm about to start my own for exhibition league and shit, celebrity boxing shit. I'm gonna get all them on the ticket and shit.
But also, speaking of celebrity boxing, as these fights happen and you gave your dream celebrity card,
right?
Your dream celebrity card. There was another announcement for a fight that's gonna be taking place. It will be Blueface versus Nick Young, also known as Swaggy P.
Swaggy P.
So Nick Young and Blueface are set to enter the boxing ring. You see that going the distance, or you see someone getting the KO, and who you got with it?
First off, I don't care about this fight. Let's put that out there first. Because again, this is one of those matchups is like, why? Does this make sense? I'd rather see Swaggy P and Gilbert Arenas fight more than Swaggy P and Blueface, because Swaggy P and Gilbert, they be like bushing and like pranking each other and shit. Like they friends and shit. But I'd rather see they get in there because it's more like there's more of a history behind that versus Blueface and Swaggy. I don't care. Like I think I seen Swag. I mean, Blueface. He did a celebrity fight once before. I can't remember who he fought, but he whooped somebody's ass. Swaggy P is more of an athlete.
I think Blueface for the YouTuber. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
he fought. Yeah, he fought that nigga. He fought that white boy. He was a TikToker.
Oh,
And he was stealing black creative stuff and redoing it. And he got canceled on TikTok because he was dead ass taking black creative shit and doing it verbatim. And he was getting millions of views and getting paid by TikTok. So once it got out, he got pretty much, people, called for his cancellation and shit, and he fell off since then. So that's what Blueface fought, and Blueface whooped his ass. He's not an athlete. Swaggy P is an athlete. Well, I don't take Swaggy P serious because he's such a big goofy, but he is more. I would think he's more athletic than Blueface, although Blueface used to play football. So I don't know. I really don't care. I'm gonna say a draw. A draw, because I don't see any of them being the I seen Blueface fight. He won, but he ain't a great fighter. And Swaggy P I can't take serious. So a draw. I say that's what I'm gonna call it. Fucking draw. How you got it going?
Shit, I don't know. Blueface has the one boxing fight on his resume, so
Right.
I'll give him. If you have to pick a favorite in the fight, I think he'll be the favorite. You got to give him a slight edge because you actually seen him.
Right.
So, and the other one, he may have some background experience, but I don't know. So I don't know how he will look in the ring because he's a basketball player trying to go into, the boxing.
Well, we saw the last basketball player, Darren Williams. He whooped Frank Gore's ass.
He did good, but then we seen the other basketball player before that one, and that didn't turn out good neither. So it's like I'll get the slight edge for out. If there was odds, I would think Blueface would be the favorite going into it.
Right.
Who knows what happens? Blueface tall, Swaggy P's also tall.
Yeah.
They both like slinky.
Right. Exactly. So, similar build. You know what I'm saying? But I just think, again, Swaggy we know he's an athlete. So we've seen him play in the NBA for years. But we've seen Blueface fight in one of these exhibition fights. So either way, I'm not going to watch it. I'll catch the clips on some form of YouTube or some clip online. I won't pay for the shit, but I just don't care. It ain't the matchups that I care about. Instead of doing the verses, start doing versus fights that we care about. And then we'd be good from there.
It's kind of hard, Just there's not that many.
Or you just take old beefs that went unsettled. Get 50 in game in there. Get Benzino and 50. Get 50 in Ja. Like, get some of them beefs that we actually, even if it's not the most modern of beefs, shit that's unsaid. Get fucking Irv Gotti and a G Unit member or some shit in there. I don't,
They picked their celebrity fights. They picked, these guys got beef. We're gonna try to get them in the ring.
That's what they should do. That's the approach they should have.
The approach is, you trying to do a celebrity fight? You're willing to do a fight?
Right, exactly.
Let's get you an opponent. You willing to fight him? Okay.
Exactly. And that's the wrong approach, because that ain't gonna draw people in. We'd be like, yo, you gotta be approaching like, yo, y'all niggas been beefing this long. There's some underlying animosity there still. Yo, we got this back. Let's make this money and let's settle this beef in the ring the right way. That's how it should be.
We're gonna leave celebrity boxing, and we're gonna talk about statements made by one of the biggest stars of our generation.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we're talking about J-Lo. So she has some comments about her Super Bowl performance, as well the release of her Netflix special based on the Super Bowl show,
Right.
the halftime show. Just dropped. I think it dropped yesterday. And she said basically it was like the worst decision ever to share the stage with Shakira, but it wasn't more lines of her sharing the stage with Shakira. It's just the time restraint.
Right.
But she had no issue with Shakira the artist. So that's not the thing. It's just
It's not no beef between them two.
It's just her as a performer, just feeling that for the best possible show, the restraints should be a little different than putting them both on stage where they both have to do their catalogs and do their songs. It's not. They feel the way I say it, she feels very limited to put on the best show that she can put on.
Right. And again, first off, nobody who asked for a doc on her Super Bowl performance.
People will watch. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later.
I'll watch it now, but nobody asked for it because it's like I'll see if this was the behind the scenes Janet Jackson JT titty situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like this performance is not one of those memorable performances, although they are both two of the most talented women of our generation, of our time, two of the biggest Latin artists of our time, and just two very beautiful women. When you think about the Super Bowl performances, that's not one of the top dogs that comes to our mind. Now, I get it that she's like, because we've seen issues with the time you are performing at a halftime show at the biggest sporting event in sports within the Super Bowl and shit. So you do have a limited time. It can't be a J-Lo show. You can't. It's not like J-Lo on concert where she can control everything that's going on and shit. No, you have constraints that you're working with, and then they have a company that's producing the show. So you, the artists, are working with the NFL, the Super Bowl team, to create this 20, 30-minute show and shit. So it's not like you don't have the space to do whatever the hell you want if it was your show. So they wanted, because they were doing like some Latin shit, so they wanted J-Lo and Shakira, being two of the biggest Latin artists of our time, to come together. J-Lo, the whole thing is like, you can't have a double headliner with a time constraint. Right. And so therefore it was cool to be performing, because performing at the halftime show is one of those things that every artist want to do, but she just felt like she was set up she was put in a position where she couldn't do what J-Lo would want to do and shit. This not a dance, because she was saying it's not a fucking dance tournament. This wasn't a dance show. We were supposed to be showcasing our singing ability, and a lot of what they wanted was just like this big Latin dance explosion and shit between the two of them, and she won't fuck with that. That's cool, and I get her point in regards to the time and shit. But nobody remembers this performance. And J-Lo catalog, when it comes to her music, where it's like them songs don't just hit the same way a lot of other Super Bowl artists' songs hit. So, okay, cool.
I was saying, when you like scroll through Netflix and you see like a title you're interested in and you're reading it, while you're reading it, some of it plays in the background. So when I seen the halftime special on Netflix with J-Lo, one of the clips that played, she was like with the the dancers that she rehearsed with, and she was saying like this was one of her dreams, was to perform at the Super Bowl. So that was something that she was working towards, and that's something that she really wanted. But I think it's just also, I feel like people have expectations of it, certain expectations, but then when it gets to it, they see like, oh, okay, like some shit doesn't meet up, and they make adjustments of try to work through it, and maybe it's just that probably played a role in why she feels the way she feels. She probably had to make a couple adjustments, and I feel like maybe as what the artist feels is sometimes it may take a few minutes to get into your groove and like put on the best show, and then sharing the stage with another star, and then trying to be in sync, and like I feel like it's a lot of work because I don't know how much time they get to prepare for Super Bowl reverse. I don't know how much time is that they get to prepare. Like, oh, you gotta come in this week and just a set amount of time you get to prepare. Also, they do other stuff too, so they have to schedule it. But it's just, I guess.
And then again, the NFL and the Super Bowl have their own production team, so you don't have complete creative freedom. Whereas the NFL and their team has an agenda. So like when you want to do this and you want to touch on this song, you want to touch on that, they come in like, yeah, you got to do these. Boom, 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 boom. This
probably. Is what most likely. They probably tell you, I don't think Jill has any records where it's like, I don't think you should perform it.
I don't think they right. I don't think they tell her what she can't do, but I definitely think they tell her this has to be in your set.
Or I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they do have suggestions. Oh, we might want to hear this song.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That song, you want to do this.
Right,
song.
exactly.
That's possible. That's definitely possible. I think it's just the show itself. I'm pretty sure, like she said, it was one of her something she worked towards. She probably loved, but it's probably all the other stuff. And if you watch the special, it'll probably be more revealing to like everything that he's alluded to. So, like, for most people, when they see the comment, "Oh, worst decision ever," they probably think, "Oh, selfishness," or she wasn't trying to be a hero. But
but also that's J-Lo and her team and Netflix trying to sell it too, because. They selling it as if there's a beef between her and Shakira.
That's how they selling it that way.
Man, they using that as this the worst idea, and this was the worst idea in my life. Like they might not be selling that way, but because she had to share the stage with Shakira, it's playing with motherfuckers knowing that people are like, oh wow, she was performing with Shakira. Why would she do that? Why she feel like this worst experience of her life? She didn't get along with Shakira. Let me go check it out. It's like the sub to get people to check out something that most people, like I said, who asked for a J-Lo doc about her Super Bowl performance. This ain't like one of those big ones. Like I gave the example of Janet and Justin, where it's like, yo, it was so much controversy behind that we want to know the behind the scenes, or it was fucking Prince. Or Beyonce and Bruno Mars, where it's like you have these iconic performances that's like, oh, let's go behind the scenes and give you the details. Nobody cared. So it seemed like we're gonna leave whether we sell it like that or not, but we're gonna leave y'all with the perception that, hey, maybe, just maybe, it's the worst idea that she's had, worst experience because Shakira was on there. Go check it out. That's what they fucking doing.
They could put it that way, but I don't think that's the route they went. But can't put none past entertainers and everybody that uses publicity to sell and stuff. Because good publicity, bad publicity, all good. The same. Because at the end of the day, they're still talking about you, and when they're talking about you, the spotlights, whatever.
No bad thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity.
But so we're gonna move on from that. We're gonna talk about, it's June, it's Pride Month, so everyone's having their, Pride celebrations, Pride rallies, Pride get-together. So in Idaho, we had an incident where we had a group of white supremacists getting ready to pull up to a Pride event. I don't know if it was a festival or a rally, but a Pride event, and cause a riot, basically, cause chaos. So this white supremacist group was caught. 31 of them was arrested before they made it. Before they was able to make it to the event. So the event, it was prevented, which is, it's crazy because like I'm thinking like they was able to prevent it or whatnot. Was they tracking this group's movements through?
Yeah, I was about to say like how are
they
they
all come together?
Right. That was about to be my question because again, is this a known nationalist group that they've been following and they got somebody on the inside or something that was like, you know what I'm saying, that gave them a clue or gave them a hint of what was going on? How did they get the information to know to stop this from happening? I really don't know. How did they come?
They was in a U-Haul truck. It was hiding in a U-Haul truck. And someone called and said they looked like a little army, and then I guess they was getting ready to. I guess it was just sitting there. They was getting ready to do whatever they were going to do.
So somebody saw them loading up the U-Haul truck, looking sus, and they like, yo, it's a bunch of white folks in a U-Haul truck in the back. They fatigued up, they armied up. I don't know what the fuck they doing, but maybe somebody should come check it out.
Yeah, so basically that's what happened. It was just a group of men looking suspicious. Cap brought to my attention. I didn't really realize that when the men was arrested, he said basically like they was allowed to keep their mask on, like like the police didn't reveal their identity as they was arresting them. They just arrested them, took them in. The mugshots definitely came out today, so they got all their mugshots. So their identities was revealed, but the identity wasn't revealed at the time. I don't know what's the procedures or whatnot when people have masks on and get arrested. I don't know the procedures. But
who the fuck allows somebody that's apprehended to hide their identity? That's some privilege like a motherfucker. Cause not only if my black ass would have been apprehended with a mask on, they would have either ripped that shit off or they would have said, expose yourself before we shoot the fuck out of you.
But like I said, I'm not disputing that because I'm saying like
that makes no fucking sense.
That they was when they was arrested, they just.
What happened was Billy Bob was the sheriff's cousin. Goddamn Billy Bob, you out here with this shit again? I told you, keep the fucking masks on so until we get to the station and shit. Man, they can miss me with this white privilege shit. Just like them white motherfuckers who attacked, went to the Capitol and shit. They were all maxed up too until their kids started telling on their ass. Only white people get that privilege and shit. My whole biggest thing with the situation is, bro, I don't care. I don't care what the fuck you do. LGBTQ plus, I personally I don't care what you do with your body. It's your body. How you live your life is solely up to you. It's not like these people are going to fuck with people. It's not like the LGBTQ plus community is some fucking hate group or some shit. They ain't fucking nobody. I mean, fucking with nobody. They fucking, because everybody fucking. But they ain't fucking with nobody. They looking for the same freedoms that everybody else get. They have an event for their people. And again, they're not spewing any hate. Why go fuck with them? Let them people be. Everybody just want to be left alone to be free and have the same freedoms that these white motherfuckers get without pushing hate. Because it'd be somebody like, well, if this was a Klan event or if it was a white nationalist event, they would go shut it down and shit like that. Yes, we will. Because y'all pushing hate. Y'all pushing separation. whereas everybody else just want to be equal. So these people are pushing equality. These people are pushing freedom. People of that community, LGBTQ plus community, just want to be treated just like everybody else. And you motherfuckers ain't got nothing better to do but to go fuck with their shit. I personally don't have a care in regards to how they live their lives. That's up to them. As long as they ain't pushing no hate, as long as they ain't discriminating against other people, do you. These motherfuckers.
I'm reading an article now. I guess no one's seen like the footage of it. Everyone just see like the photos or whatnot of them sitting there with the zip ties and the mask. But in this article, it says police led the men one by one to the front of the patrol car, took off their masks, then brought them to a police van. I guess people see the video, I guess nobody's seen the videos yet. People just seeing them arrested with their mask on, and then I don't know that little part is true or not. But
my whole thing is, if the police pull up on anybody, any group, and you maxed up with fatigues and zip ties and combat equipment on with masks on, they are approaching you to take you down, and the first thing they're gonna do is take off your fucking mask. After they, unarm you, they snatching those masks off. They not wait to get you to the paddy wagon, pull you up, snatch, and then push you on the paddy wagon. They're not doing that shit. Mm-hmm. Maybe the law is different there, but I think that law is the same regardless of where you at for white folks. So leave people alone. That's all I got to say about this LGBTQ plus. It's Pride Month. Let them people live their fucking life, man. I don't care. Leave them fucking people alone. They ain't bothering you. They ain't bothering nobody. As long as that community is not pushing hate, separation, or discrimination against any other people, be you.
I was saying, this little footage I seen in the clip, it looked like they took their mask off as they put them in the back of the shit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like nobody else gets that freedom, like snatch and then push you in. No, they would have put their ass down on the ground, snatched their masks as they apprehended them, straight up, just like that.
Yeah, so they waited some time before they took their mask off.
Yeah, that's some privilege, but leave folks alone, man.
Oh, well, actually, you got a few topics you want to touch on?
Yeah. Cap sent me some, so shout out to Don D Cap, our sixth man on the OSA. He sent me a few things that he think we should talk about. Let me get to it. So he said Blueface. We talked about that. He wanted us to talk about teachers now being able to carry guns in school. Did y'all talk about that last week?
No, that happened this week. It happened like literally right before we was going to set to film this. But yeah. So
teachers in I forgot what state that was. Let me pull it up.
Ohio.
So didn't the same shit with the LGBT just happen in Ohio too?
No, Idaho. The arrest happened in Idaho.
Okay. So teachers in Ohio are now able to arm themselves in the school. Again, as we know, we've been seeing a lot of terroristic attacks in schools. So now teachers they're helping teachers become better, prepared for situations like this. How do you feel about that?
I would say they have to go through a rigorous training. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be armed, but they have to go through a set amount of training because it's like this could turn out to be bad. It has good intentions, but it could also go bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just listen, we've been having mass shootings almost every day of this year. Has been a mass shooting, and it's been a couple at these schools. So it's just like I see the intention of it, but it's like without the proper training, this could go left. You know, a lot of stuff happened at school. You know, school fights.
Right. And that's how I look at it. Shit, like where situations that happen in school can actually be fucking like get escalated to a really bad like level and shit with having a gun. So I mean multiple guns on school premises from people that are not predominantly trained to deal with guns. So like you can get training, but if you're not a trained officer or someone whose job is to carry a gun, I don't feel the safest with you having it. Not only gun training, but mental training. Like they need to see these teachers mentally can fucking house these guns and shit, and then setting up parameters where kids don't get access to these guns. It's like it's a lot of fucking red tape that comes through. I get people are up in arms because of all these shootings that happen in these schools and shit, and so they look at it as like we're giving these teachers an opportunity to better protect themselves and our kids against terrorists, local domestic terrorists. That's that's the idea, but there's so much space for this shit to go really bad where it scares me that what could go wrong will go wrong. And again, whereas you have a gun crazy teacher, a teacher on a loose end and shit, and we see cops, people that's trained to have guns, fucking get into these scary pressure moments, and first thing they fucking do is shoot. So you get a teacher who's not built to deal with these situations, go for a gun, and then you got a situation that's escalated, and you got somebody.
It has, well, it's behind good intention because due to all the mass shootings.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how will it play out? Is it gonna be the real? What's the word? Is it gonna really deter gun violence in schools?
Right.
That's
right.
my question.
Yeah, before doing that, I think they should just work on getting more armed security or officers inside the schools. Getting more police officers and armed securities to be housed inside schools. I think that's the first step, and then we gotta figure out a safe way. If we want to get to the point where teachers have these weapons, we got to figure out a system that shows that they're fit to carry a gun inside the school.
Yeah, that's what I said. If they're gonna do that, they have to be, because this is like a different. And you don't want the kids going to these schools and feeling like they're going to like a prison or something.
Right, exactly.
Still make it feel like
right, exactly. Yeah, it's a scary situation.
You know, it's for their safety, but you
right.
don't want to keep that feeling of it being in school. That's what I said for the teachers.
Yeah, again, I get the intention behind it, but it's a lot. It's a lot, man.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, they're just gonna, if they're gonna pass that, in that same token, better make sure all those teachers that choose to go this route are properly trained, and to keep them, I would say, and I don't know what time span, but like do tests to make sure that they're still capable of doing it. So say they go past the rigorous training to do it, every couple of months is like another test to make sure that they're still stable enough or qualified enough to still be able to.
Right. Exactly.
Still on those lines.
Yeah, because again, and that's my whole thing and shit. Like you have teachers are underpaid, teachers are under a lot of stress already, being in the school and then dealing with their personal life. So it's like it's gonna have to be continuous check-ins on the mental check-ins with the teachers and shit like that to make sure they might not turn into. And I don't want to put that on teachers, but you know what I'm saying? They deal with a lot. They under fucking paid. First, pay them more. First off, pay our teachers more, and then just it's a lot that they will have to do to make me feel comfortable as a parent having my son's teachers and the teachers around him all having guns.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just saying, it's just, is it really going to deter the gun violence or the mass shooting?
Yeah.
It's just the logic of thinking like, shit, if someone had a gun and acted fast, it possibly would save more lives.
Yeah, save lives.
Realistically, that is true. If someone who knows how to use a gun uses it and
and again, a single terrorist will be less likely to walk up in the school knowing that all these teachers are armed, willing, and able to take you down.
Yeah, so
that's the idea behind it, but it just they gotta do some work with this.
The idea. It's just a lot more has to go for it to be like, all right, for the time being, it just sounds a little crazy having, but maybe, like you said, more armed officers, but even with that, it's just like, it's not gonna make the school feel like a school. So, but I get it trying to, the stuff that happened in Uvalde and then all these other schools that happened over the years. It's just like, at this point, like, they trying to do something.
Right. But I don't know, man. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes, but.
Cap also brought up we should talk about Ye's beef with Adidas.
Oh, the fake Yeezy slides.
Fake Yeezy slides. The new concept that Adidas come out with, a new size that looks similar to the Yeezys. And Ye not having it. John, Ye our guy. Is he right in his feelings in regards to?
Listen, slides? I'm not gonna lie. I know there's so many more sneakers that are being made, but a lot of sneakers be looking like other knockoffs to other sneakers,
That's a fact.
So it's like people don't really be, for the most part, people don't really be saying nothing. You know what I'm trying to say? But you'll see like a pair.
You'll see a pair of Pumas that look like some fucking Air Force Ones. I see it all the time, where you see similar silhouettes. I've seen Pumas, I've seen Reeboks that look like a pair of Wave Runners and shit. Like, they all be having similar silhouettes with their shoes and shit. So, but Ye is the only one that's gonna speak up and talk about, especially if somebody try to steal his shit.
Because you see it in Nike, when you look at, I don't know, just pick any athlete.
Yeah, right.
He'll have his sneaker look like another athlete's sneaker.
Facts.
It'll be like a little knockoff of the more popular shoe.
Right, something a little different.
Yeah, it'll be like a little tweak. You'd be like, still look just like that. Those sneakers, but see where the difference is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, you ain't not going. You see it like, oh, now y'all bugging out. Like, where y'all going? But yeah.
Something
happens a lot nowadays, but I agree with that.
I mean, they're using the boost technology. Adidas had the boost technology before Ye got there. So a lot of people are saying, like, Ye is upset, but he's using things that Adidas already had established in his shoes. So it's like we're all a team. They have the Verge. They have a lot of companies do. It's like Polo and USPA, where you have the premier brand, and then you have something that's more affordable and more accessible for people that can't get the premier brand. And I think that's what Adidas is doing with this new slide. They actually have other shoes that look kind of like the Yeezy Wave Runners. I forgot what they call it, somewhat of O. But again, it's more affordable and it's more accessible. And I think that was their play when it comes to the slide. Like, hey, the Yeezy slides is hard to come across. They expensive as fuck.
Let me Google pair of Yeezy slides. Let's see the retail price of a pair of Yeezys. I don't think the retail is as crazy though.
The retail probably like $200, something like that. But for some slides, that's still expensive as fuck. So I see what they trying to do.
Yeezy slides $55 for adult, $45 for kids, $35 for infants.
Man, I ain't never seen no Yeezy slides, no $55.
That's the retail price. That's
okay.
when nobody gets it when it comes into the store. It never makes it to the store. That's what I'm saying. That's the set price.
Right.
The prices you see is after someone done
the resale price. So again, okay, so $55, $60. These shits probably be at $30. The only thing is they'll be more accessible than the Yeezy slides. And so I ain't mad at Adidas for that. I get Ye and his frustration, but you gotta make your shoes more accessible. Adidas.
I'm looking at some of these retail. Not retail, resale
prices. OD. Yeah. Like again, this is taking a place for the people that wants the slides and wants the shit that can't get to it. So I see a lot of companies do it, unless they need to make the slides more accessible and try to beat out the bots and the niggas that's buying all of them and shit. Find a way to beat that. But until then, there's definitely a place for similar styles because can't really get to the shoe that you want. So I ain't mad at it.
That shit's crazy. Fucking get you a pair of Yeezy phones.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. Look, man. I've been wanting a pair of Yeezys, anything, but I can't get them shits because I'd be damned if I'm paying resale for any of this shit. So
took me some time to get a pair of Yeezys,
and again, all my Yeezys is Nike, and the ones I be one from Adidas, them shit sell out, and I'm not paying resale for that shit. Also, Cap wanted us to talk about there's been a rumor that Zendaya might be pregnant by Spider-Boy.
It's completely false. Someone made a TikTok, and it's like I guess it's like some shit. I don't have TikTok, so I guess it's something that it's just something on TikTok that people are doing now. They like creating a fake narrative.
Oh, it's probably a filter or something. Shit?
No.
Make you look pregnant.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know how to explain it. So it's like I played the video. It shows like a fake IG post was in there.
Oh.
It shows a fake IG post, and then at the end of the video it says, "You just got Chris. Send this to your friends." # Chris done. So it's like
so there's somebody on there that's making up this shit, making up these celebrity scandals and shit. All right, that makes sense to me.
And at the end of the video, it shows Kris Jenner dancing, so it says # You got Chris.
So they try to create something.
Yeah.
Also, P Valley. We talked about this in our previous version
Take
of
one.
the show. Take one of this episode. Meg apparently showing up on the new hit show P Valley sometime in the future and shit.
Oh yeah, she will be on season 2. I don't know what episodes yet. It's only 2 episodes of season 2 has been out. But she's set to take her talents to the Pink. That's the name of the strip club in the show. But she's set to take her talents to the Pink. I'm telling you that you gotta watch that shit. That shit is crazy.
I got at some point, man. I'm gonna get to it. I've been saying that for a while.
Like I'm not gonna lie, people told me about it. Like when it first came out, I heard about it, but I never tuned into it. But then people were like, "Yo, you should watch it." Like that shit, and I watched it. It's good. A lot of crazy shit happens, but it's a good show. But
again, at some point, I'm always behind on the shows. I never watch them when they on and shit. I be having too many other shows that I want to watch that I don't watch. So I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna watch a new show if I didn't watch the show that I've been meaning to watch. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So like, I don't entertain new shows until I go through the shows that I already been saying I'm gonna watch.
And sometimes when I feel like I'm not ready to watch the show, I'll rewatch a couple episodes of this old show that I love. I'll watch the old episode, watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now it's time. time to
Exactly.
sit there, binge this shit. Let me get this shit over with.
Yeah, so at some point I'm gonna get to P Valley. I'm just not there yet. And lastly, the game stated that he missed out on Saturday meal because he wanted to reach legendary on 2K. I don't know.
Well, he
what
wanted
that
to be a
means.
legend on 2K. He said he turned down a $7 million contract to be legend on 2K.
So, Johnny, would you turn down a $7 million contract to be legendary on NBA 2K?
Me? No.
What does it mean to be legendary on 2K?
It's like you gotta play a whole lot of games. You gotta play a whole lot of games, and you gotta like you gotta kill. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
it's like a status that's very difficult to get. Not that like
Okay.
few people get it.
Not a lot of people that reach that.
Yeah. Eventually it gets there, but at that time being they kind of like.
But what's the monetary value of reaching legendary?
Like there was like perks in it. It's like from what I remember, it was you get your name written, and there's like a thing where it's like all the people that reach legend that they showcase that. You get an early copy of the 2K game, and like some other stuff that come with it.
Zero. It means nothing. It don't mean a fucking thing.
Well, outside to a true 2Ker or true gamer, it means the world. Like, oh look, I was one of the first ones, or I was one of the only ones, and look what I got.
Meanwhile, you in your mama basement, broke.
Well, obviously, game is in a different set of shoes than versus
right. Exactly.
Else.
Exactly. So he's able to turn down $7 million.
That's what I'm saying. He's able to turn that down because he could get the status, do a couple of shows,
and he back. He good.
Appearances, and you know what I'm trying to say. So he's in a position where he could turn down that money. Yeah. That's what I said. When you asked me that, I said, "Hell no, I ain't in a position to turn down $7 million."
Right. That shit crazy. When I saw that shit, I'm like, what does that mean? Because I don't play 2K, so
like I said,
what's the?
This is an achievement for gamers or whatnot. It's like you play the game and you achieve something. It's like that. So for you to love the game, that's what it means to you. It doesn't have no kind of real value outside of it, but it has value towards the game. It's like, yes, I did that shit.
Right.
You brag about it, and you talk to the people that's in the gaming world that try to do it. Like, yeah, I did that shit. So that's what I'm saying.
Walking down the street. Hey, I reached legendary on 2K. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Shut up talking to me, nigga.
But that's what I'm saying. So.
That's all I got. Unless you got something else, John.
I think that's some good stuff. Like we covered.
That was a lot. We covered a lot of shit, man.
A whole lot.
And take two.
We can touch on. Fuck it, we're gonna touch on that. Just me, I fucked up last night while we was filming. So we had a good episode. We was talking about shit. Everything was flowing. We had some funny jokes. Everything was going. Shit was going together. But my dumb ass forgot to hit record.
I forgot to record it, man. So we got a lost episode. So we had to redo this episode that y'all watching now. This is the take two of the original episode that we were supposed to do.
But when I came to that realization, like, I did not hit the record button. Listen, Zoom got a whole new update. So record now. Record used to be a button like literally in the middle of the screen. So it's like you can't miss it. But now I updated my Zoom app.
Right.
So it's like you gotta click the 3 dots to hit record.
Right.
Jesus, it was like an hour and some change, and we was about to end it, and then that shit went.
But we made a new episode just as good. So I hope y'all enjoy. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure if y'all got any OSA or ASO questions, make sure y'all drop that and shit. John, do what you do.
You're tuning into the OSA as well. That's another show on the channel to tune in. But like always, this is a brand new episode of Another Shitty Opinion Podcast. It's your boy John, my special guest co-host Dev, and we are out.